Surprise, it's me, Mr. Central Driver with the brand new ONYX RCR 80 volt. I bought this myself. It cost me a little over $5,000. We got the side panels, but we don't have them yet. We also ordered the fenders as well. And let's show you guys around the box. Let's start there. Then we gotta unbox it and obviously get it charged and go out for a ride. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off with the box, it is immaculate. It is one of the best boxes. There's no damage on it whatsoever. It doesn't come by FedEx, or at least mine didn't. It came by a shipping company that pretty much just handled mine. They were the only people that had it. I'm assuming it has something to do with this label right here. It was the only box in the truck, and he said he had more other stuff to pick up, but it wasn't from ONYX, it was other stuff. So this is the other label that's on here right there. So it says it's for me to hold it from Madera, California. And then if you come to the side, which I thought was pretty cool, it says the model of it. So it's an 80 volt ONYX RCR. I got the shorty one because I've had the standard and the shorty, and I love the shorty because these bikes are very heavy and top heavy at that. And just turning and handling the shorty just felt better to me. And then I got the silver. Obviously there's only one color, but you can get the side panels. That will come at a later time. Which I thought was really cool is it tells you the frame number, and it tells you the motor number, controller number, battery number, and the batch. So this is batch 3.0. The only bad thing about putting it on the box is obviously I'm not gonna have this box anymore, so I'm assuming there's probably gonna be some paperwork in there that probably has all that information, because once I get this unboxed, we are throwing this box away. But I am just so happy that it looks like there's no damage on this, and it came on a wooden pallet, so that is gonna be a pain in the ass to throw away. But anyways, let me start cutting this stuff up and looking into it. Now, I'm assuming now that I took the top off, I can see a little bit of the bike. It is wrapped, it looks decent. You guys are gonna see it in a second. I think all I have to do is pretty much just lift this up. Now, this would have been a perfect time to have a buddy or a friend, pal, someone to help you lift this up because it's just me, but I think I should be able to do it. I just gotta get this up as far as I can and hopefully not mess anything up. Here we go. Oh, it's coming, it's coming. Hey. Let's go. I guess you can't really see anything of the bike, to be honest, but I gotta say, looking at it in person though, with these tires on here, looks sick. These look like they're rated for high speed. Obviously, this is a very, very fast bike. Yeah, dude, it's been a while since I had an ONYX, and I gotta say, the reason why I loved an ONYX so much is for the range. It's not, to me, like a good bike for turning and going off-road with and jumping and stuff like that. This could be different. This could change my mind. But it was just a great street vehicle for going like fast in straight lines and getting really good range. So anyways, I got to get a lot of this stuff off. So let me start taking all this off and then I'll get back to you. You know, it's kind of crazy knowing that the ONYX RCR was the first bike that I bought for my channel, and there was like a 3-month wait. So then I bought the Sur-Ron. That came within a week, and I had both of the coolest bikes in 2021. And just to see this thing, the way they changed things, and a lot of the things are still the same. Obviously, like the seat just brings me back. It has that nice curve at the top again, and it's a beautiful looking bike for sure. I do love that they changed the wood. The wood was iconic to this bike, but it got really bad if you didn't coat it and take care of it, and it just started fading and peeling, and it would get nicked pretty bad, especially when you're like moving this back and forth if you take the battery on and off. But I do like that they put the little wood piece right here. So I think what I'm gonna do, and what's gonna be easier, I'm gonna put the handlebars on first. It looks like we have a connection that we have to install right here that probably go into the handlebars somewhere. And then once the handlebars are on, I'm gonna get my bike stand, and hopefully the chain and the pedals don't get in the way and I can put the front wheel on, because I don't have any help to put that front wheel on. And this is a heavy bike, so let me get to it. All right, so I was able to get the bike on my stand. However, it does not sit very well on there, and any type of movement, it will fall. But I like the fact that it's not leaning back, it's not leaning forward, so I should be able to get the front wheel on. Now, something that I did take off was this piece. I don't know if this is the actual piece that goes to the wheel with the nuts that were on it already that were holding it to the crate. But I was gonna go through this box real quick. Let's see what's in that box just in case, because I do want to put some lubricant on the axle and just make sure we have everything for the front wheel to put it on. All right, so the first thing I got in here, it is going to be the display, it looks like. Yeah. So this is what that connection plugs into. I thought the display was gonna be on the handlebars already. That's normally how bikes come, but this one's such a nice one and probably high end that they put it in a separate box. So we gotta attach this. Let's make sure not to damage that. The next one, this is probably the charger. This is a heavy, heavy box right here. Oh wait, what is it? Oh yeah, it is a charger. It's just a big fat charger. Holy moly. 91 volt charger, so goes up to 91.96 volts. Basically 92 volts is what this thing is going to charge up to, and it's using the same connector as the Lyric Graffiti X that I had, so that was a nice connector. But you can also disconnect this right here, and it looks like it's an XT60, so you can use that as well. And I want to say this goes up to 220, so you can probably use it at a supercharging location, I hope anyways, but I don't know for sure. But that's a beefy, heavy charger if you're gonna like go there and put that in your backpack. Next thing in here are rear mirrors. All right, so it is nice it comes with it because this bike goes so fast that we should have mirrors on it. These are carbon fiber looking. They're like fake carbon fiber, but it's nice it has them. I might try to search for my own type of mirrors, but I'm glad they put that in there. And by the way, there is an adapter plug right here. I don't know if we need this for the bike or not, but it does. What is this? SQ9. I didn't even know they made an SQ9. I thought it was SQ8 and SQ10. So this is a SQ9. So I don't know if we're gonna need that or not for the bike. And this is the one that I need to cut. And this one is going to have our lubricant, hopefully, that we need. This does have our pedals. These are just cheap plastic pedals. I'm okay with that. Let's save a little bit of weight on the ONYX, right? All the tools you need. Looks like there's brackets for the brakes or something. I'm not sure what those are. All right, so this is the grease that we need. That's what I was looking for. Here's the original key fob. They never went and got something different. That's crazy. They're using the same one from a long time ago, like 2020. That's crazy. And we have a bunch of tools in here. We got Loctites, and this white bag in here is, I guess, if you want to put a license plate. So looks like that's probably sit like right there. So you could put a cool one from Amazon. You get those like cool ones that you can customize. They're like 20 or 30 bucks. Put LOL gas or something like that, like I have on my Surron. They're pretty fun. But that's pretty much everything in these boxes. Let me get the front wheel on first because I would love to get it off this stand so I don't have to worry about it falling. Then we'll start installing all the stuff like the pedals and make sure it turns on and works. And by the way, that does confirm that the one that comes on the pallet with the nuts and washers, you need to keep that. It doesn't come with an extra one in the box. So that is the one that goes to the wheel that's going to install your front wheel. So make sure you don't throw that away. All right, so we got the front wheel on. I gotta tighten it, but I do wanna get it off the stand. If you don't have a stand to put your front wheel on, you're definitely gonna need a friend because this is a heavy bike. And if you don't have a friend and you really want it up and ready because you don't have friends for whatever reason, because you probably spent all your money on this and you can't even go out and hang out with your friends, get the styrofoam, get the box, lay it on its side. And what I would do, I highly suggest taking off the brake. That's what I did. They're 13mm nuts. There's 2 of them. There are washers behind there. You'll see them fall, but just make sure you put them back when you do. And that made it very simple to get the spacers and everything lined up on both sides. Looking at the spacers, the long one is on the brake side and the shorter one is on the non-brake side. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, you just slide the axle through, you're good to go. Now let's get this thing off of here and start tightening everything down, put the pedals on, and I think we gotta just tighten down the handlebars, get them all lined up where I want them at, and I think we can ride this thing. Woo. All right, guys, we're almost there. Last but not least is this display. Now, going back to these parts that I was telling you, I didn't know what these were. These are actually for the display. I didn't see any mounting bracket until I flipped it to the side and I saw some holes on the side and I looked at the brackets and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. So that's how our display gets mounted to the handlebars. So let's do that. All right, display is on. I gotta say, it's kind of tedious. You got a seahorse on what they say on their instruction videos. It kind of goes like this and wraps around. It's a pain in the ass, to be honest, because there's 2 bolts right here. There's one that goes this way, then there's one that goes back that way. I really didn't like putting the display on, but it is on, but the bike does not turn on yet. There's a connection right in here, so we have to take this cover off, connect that, then the bike should turn on. All right, we have our bundle of keys right here. We're also gonna have to take off the protective film right here because I don't like that blue, but I like that they put something on there that protects it, you know? And this should be like it used to be, right? It just slid back. Sometimes it was easier to sit on the bike. They definitely put some padding on this thing because before it used to rattle like crazy. There we go. All right, definitely don't want to be taking that on and off a lot. Holy moly. Yeah, cool, they have padding all over. Before we used to use vinyl tape and put it in here, but it's actual rubber, that's nice. And here's that connector I was looking at, the QS9. Now we don't need that adapter I saw in the box. It just needs to be plugged into the battery, which the plug-in is right in the front. And I believe she is all done. Now to turn the bike on, you have this remote right here. And before, I remember it used to be the lightning bolt. So you hit that twice. And I believe it should pop on. There we go. Nice display. Takes a little bit to load up. Comes in park mode. Now this thing is not unlocked. I believe I have to take the side panel off. So that's what I'm going to start on next because there's a wire we have to cut to get all these modes. So right now it has to ship out as a legal bike, you know. It can't be doing 70 miles an hour right out of the box. So you put it in park, you take it out of park actually, and then you hit all these modes and it won't go through anything. So we're stuck in eco and all you do is put it back in park. So let me get the side panel off. All right, so real quick, as I was taking the side panel off, I want to let you guys know you do not need to take off the whole entire panel because there is one bolt right here that is blocked by the seat and you would have to take the seat off. You don't want to have to take the seat off to do this simple mod. So after you come in here, you can see all the wires down here. It's not actually going to be down here. It's going to be right here at the top. These are going to be connected. All you have to do is unconnect these. So get like a wire snipper or something like that and just break them apart. Put some tape on each end so they don't come in contact because then you will be stuck in eco mode again. Once you do that, turn the bike on and you're going to notice we have all our modes now. So we can take it out of park. We got eco, we got normal, we got sport. You're gonna notice when you hit it again, it goes back into eco. So go all the way back to sport, hold the button for 3 seconds, then you get hyper mode. And that's gonna give us our most top speed possible on this bike. And that's how you unlock it. Now I just have to put all the screws back in and try not to strip them because these things are very easy to strip. You really don't wanna strip these. These are a pain in the ass. All right. Let's go. First quick ride. Don't expect this to be longer than probably 2 or 3 minutes of a ride. Just kind of want to go down the street real quick and just see how it feels. We haven't even had time to charge the battery. The display is nice. Also, the quality of this camera probably doesn't look as good because we were shooting in 60 frames a second. So I'm going to keep it at 60 frames a second, but it doesn't bring in so much light. So it might look a little bit darker in today's video. But anyways, let's take it out of park. Still getting used to this thing. And let's keep it in normal for now. We need to put it with the headlight on. There we go. I think I do need to bump the headlight down just a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, nice power. Pretty smooth right off the bat, I'm noticing. Oh wow. Normal feels great. The brakes feel like they stick a little bit. They feel nice and smooth though, but they felt like they stuck. Like I pushed it and it's still braking after I let off. Not a huge fan of that, but oh yeah, here we go, here we go. All right, dang. If that's the speed we're going in normal mode, that's crazy. And it feels like the brake on the left, which I believe is the front brake, that has the most power. This one is barely gliding over, but again, I haven't even really far, so the brakes probably need to bleed in a little bit better. But I can tell you the front one, or at least the one on the left, if it is the front, feels really good. There we go. Oh yeah, that's solid power. Now I feel like the reason why this bike wants to lift up so much is just because the handlebars are really tall. That's the first thing I noticed, and you're sitting pretty far back on the bike compared to some of these other bikes that are shorter and whatnot. I feel like I'm way back here and this has so much power that there's nothing you can do other than if you just want to lean way over the bike like that. But anyways, let's put it in sports mode. Sports mode is going to be basically for everybody, I think. We're still at 56%, which is nice. Let's ease into it because I don't know the power of this thing yet. It feels really smooth. I hope everything's tightened really good. It's always nerve-wracking on your first attempt going out. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm sliding off the seat. I am sliding off the damn seat. I remember that on the old ONYX. It would just slide right off. Oh man. Yeah, that's good power right there. Holy shit, man. That is beautiful. That is nice, smooth, quiet power. And I love the fact that this wheel now has the integrated, like, well, it's like a mag wheel. So it's transferring all the heat from that motor to the wheel. Before we had the spoke design, and it was horrible. And I apologize if I'm blinding you guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. Don't know when to hit me. Man, this thing is sick. I haven't even put it in hyper mode yet. And we need fenders. Holy crap, do I need fenders? It's really hard for me. Oh my, I can't see. I gotta lower this headlight down. When these cars come, I can't see. I feel like I'm in their light spot, like their blind spot, whatever you want to call it. I just feel like I'm right in the beam the way this bike sits. Oh, I forgot we got turn signals. We can use those. It's a little awkward and out of the way, but you'll get used to them after a while. I ride so many bikes, it takes a while. I love the fact that we got turn signals in the front. That's awesome. Hell yeah, man. That is sick. And it tells you on the screen that we have our turn signals on. That's awesome. I already went down 3%. 3% for I don't know how many. I've been out here for 3 minutes. All I do is want to hit hyper mode real quick and I'm headed back home, and I am definitely going to do a full video review on this. I think what I'm going to do is actually take it to work. It's been pretty cold lately, so it's not what I really want to do, but I'm pretty sure you guys would enjoy that a little bit. Oh boy, haven't even put it in hyper mode yet. I don't know what type of amps it gives us in hyper mode. And by the way, you probably don't want to switch to hyper sport or any mode while riding. You can do it if you're not on the throttle, but if you're on the throttle, be a little careful. Experienced riders only for that. Oh, I love that the throttle is like really regulated too, and I'm trying to sit pretty close up to the front. I'm trying to use my knees to hold the tank. All right, so hyper, obviously we're down to like half battery, but hyper feels pretty much like sport. It might give you the most of everything. The throttle felt really sensitive compared to sports mode. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like it just got a little bit more easier to, like, you barely move it and it's gone. You know what I mean? Compared to sports, had a little tiny play. Let's turn over right here. This is a cool bike to ride though. Worth $5,000. I mean, kind of depends on you. A lot of people are gonna argue you just get a car at that point, and I agree. But if you're gonna just get one bike to be all and just have pedals on it and not have to worry, unless cops really know about these things now. When we went to Sacramento, they look them up on the website what you're riding if you stay there. So you need to take off because they will look it up and see if it's legal for the road or not. So you gotta be careful. They're gonna look up the ONYX and see 18,000 watts. Yeah, that's ticket galore right there. I don't know what they would say. I really don't. It was cool though. Oh yeah, hyper mode is I get it. I would love all the modes possible. I'm not hating on it. I mean, this is my first experience on it, but it's really sensitive. I feel like the throttle is too sensitive in hyper mode for me. But I want to hit it real quick. I want to see how it does, but we're not going to be hitting any new top speed just because I know we don't have a runway right here. Here we go. Hyper mode. Full speed. Woo! Yeah, this is a badass bike. I'm sad I lost $5,000, but it's a pretty cool bike at the end of the day. I wish I had a discount code for you guys, but ONYX does not work with me. I'm not affiliated with them at all. So if you guys know the company, you talk to them, reach out and tell them I need a discount code so I can help some people save some money, because I do plan on making some content on this bike. And, you know, I like it. I've been seeing what they've been doing. I've been loving what the company's been putting out. It's been awesome. And this bike so far does feel awesome. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll see you in the next one. Sorry if this video felt more of like a tutorial, putting the bike together. It was more so just me figuring out stuff and then letting you know what I'm figuring out, because you guys might have the same questions I had when putting it together. So hopefully this video helped you. Hopefully you share it with someone, at least one person, just to get the video out there. It helps. All right, guys. Peace out.